Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Daily Trudge. It's Friday the 13th. Doesn't change anything. Still a day. Still a day. Doing some posting here. That is not what I did. Oh, I don't need to do that part anyway. Okay. Gosh darn it. I'm still sharing here, but I don't have anybody yet. Okay, good. I know I'm being a little quiet. I've got some things on my mind, and I'm a little upset. Um, you know, I just, if you treat me like shit, here's the one thing I can't, that I can't accept, and that's ignoring me. It is the worst mental abuse, the worst, right? And when a mental health corporation does it, makes it even worse. Makes it even worse. All right. I'm gonna get rid of some of these. I suppose I should let Patricia know also. Okay. Oops. All right. I think we're about ready to get started. I don't know that I really have a reading for this one, unless there's somewhere in the big book on how we show respect to others. They're trying to get things done. And this has to do with the meeting this has a little bit to do with the meeting last night. But welcome to the Daily Trudge. My name is Dion. Probably be another Daily Trudge later. Um, I don't really have the best attitude right now. I asked Daryl, I said, let me do this one solo. He's like, you had enough of Daryl? I'm like, no, I'm going to be ranting. And I didn't think you'd want to be a part of the rant. So that's a good example. Sometimes I know I talk about things that other people they support it, but to speak on it would be something entirely different. I'm one of those never give up people. I just, I see something, and just because I shut down the meeting yesterday, and that's kind of what prompted this. Not one person said thank you. Most everybody was disappointed. That's what happens when you talk to a bunch of Al-Anons about something. Kind of pissed me off. It's like, you guys wouldn't even be here if I wouldn't have been upstairs by myself doing what I've been doing. You wouldn't even have a space. I've been up there floundering for 8 months and nobody gives a fuck. We're more concerned about women spitting on dicks and people eating cats. But I can't get anybody to come to a darn meeting. I invested money and a lot of time into that. And I didn't even get a thank you. I didn't even get support from the church. Okay? I am not feeling very respected by my recovery community. Not necessarily people in AA. Of course, I'm not talking about my friends, but I've never been treated so horribly in my fucking life. Never. Welcome to the Daily Trudge. My name's Dion. If you're here, please say hello. Yeah, of course. This isn't necessarily going to be maybe not necessarily a rant. I want it to be more educational, but yeah, I always kind of let you know why I come up with my topics. And I came up with this topic because I spent the last 8 months trying to do something. Everybody like, oh, that's great. I had more people throw money at me out of fucking guilt. I'm serious. Oh, here's some money. We'll be back next week. No, you're not. I already know because I can feel the guilt. If you're around me and you feel guilty, I'm going to feel it. All right. So instead of saying, this is how everybody's being disrespectful to Dion and going on a pity pot, because no, thank you. I'm going to talk about the ways that we can be respectful to others. So you guys think of others, man. There's a lot of people in this world that I appreciate what they do because then I can do what I do. Right? The people that came before me, the people that kept the program alive. I'm indebted to these people. You bet. You bet. What do I base respect on? Well, I base respect on action. That's what I base it on. So when a newcomer comes walking or has joined a Zoom meeting that is an action to me, guess what they get? Respect. Because I can't trust them. Not yet. I know I can't trust them. I know they're not going to be honest. They don't have the capacity to be. So what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to meet them where they're at. And I'm going to give them some respect. Hey, you know what? I know how hard it is to walk in here. Yeah, I had 10 years. And yeah, I really know what that's like. Coming back after a stint. Yeah, man, that's hard. That's hard. I have a lot of respect for anybody that tries to change their life. I do. It's not a lie. You don't have to be alcoholic either. If you want to try and change your life, man, I'm gonna try and support you. Be kind and courteous, instead of, oh, it's a surprise you're shutting it down. Is it? Is it? I've been saying for weeks that if we don't get more people, I'm gonna have to shut it down where you're not listening. That's what I kind of ticked me off is I've actually been telling them this for months so that it wasn't a surprise. Last couple months I've been sitting there because Al-Anon is going on and I didn't want it to go away. And then I remembered Al-Anon is not contingent on Dion. Right? So I packed my shit last night and I left. Right? And there ain't gonna be anybody that says, bye, thank you for your time. Ain't gonna be nobody from the church is gonna call me. Watch. Okay. But just because, I may be treated that way doesn't mean I get to go to this next person and let's let bad attitudes and stuff die with us. Yeah. Be polite, avoid interrupting or causing disturbances. You ever been talking and you said the wrong thing, but the other person knew exactly what you were talking about, but instead they decided to go ahead and and interrupt you and correct you even though they knew. Yeah, don't do that to people. It was the physical one, but it's not anymore. I I closed it last night. Um, and we changed it. It's now Bill's Friends because I don't like 164 and more. The only reason that we did 164 and more is so that we'd be at the top of everything AA. But now everything AA shuffles it, or OIAA, I should say. They shuffle it now to make it even for everyone, and I thought that was awesome. I thought that was awesome. Um, so it got changed to Bill's Friends, which was voted on by, which was actually suggested by somebody who is not in AA, by the way. They are in recovery, but it's kind of a different addiction. So, but her and I, man, we're just on the same wavelength, and I love talking to her. 3, listen to others and respect differences in beliefs and opinions. This is a big one in AA. Daryl and I have been doing it a lot lately. And by the way, it's been working very well. My numbers, they aren't zooming up, but they are. Okay, it's when my numbers go steady that I know that it's working. Not going up, but when my numbers go steady. Okay. So when I do something and it's the same amount of listeners each day, yeah, that's what it's about. It's the consistency. I've been thinking a lot more along the lines of Dion now needs to get up at a certain time, and I need to start doing things at a certain time, like the Daily Trudge. I think I finally gotten to that place. So that way I can be more consistent. So that way Daryl and I can pick a time, we can pick a topic, we can discuss it, and it'll come out a little bit better because it's on our mind a little bit. And if we get consistent with that, and that always has to do with Dion's time. See, I'm very, very selfish about my time, when my own time, especially my sleeping. Okay. It's the only time I really get any fucking peace. I'm getting better with each day. So yeah, I had a feeling you'd agree with that, Daryl. It's a good idea. So we'll see if we can make it happen. You know, I'm thinking 10 o'clock is the time I need to get up. Um, I know it sounds weird, but I only have during the day, I get about 4 or 5 hours of time that I can actually get something done before I'm wore out. It's actually gotten better. I can do more and more. So kind of has to do with that also. We have a new podcast coming out tomorrow. I was going to say their name because they're going to be on, but they haven't told me how anonymous they want to be yet. Um, so listen to other. Oh, so yeah, the respect and differences and beliefs. That is so AA. Um, but it's a good selfish because discipline is a good thing for alcoholics, and so is consistency. Why? Because it changes what we do. Oh, you know what? I can't do this stupid thing right now. I've got to hop on with Daryl and go live. I have other things to do on my mind. So, and we've been talking about this a lot. A lot of people have that the program is selfish, but it's a good selfish. It's a different selfish. I'm now selfish about my friends. I'm selfish about including other people. It's a different kind of selfish. Think before you speak. Your language and your tone. God, that pisses me off. Did you hear my tone change? Okay. The way I saw it was if you can't accept my words for what they are just because of my tone, well, yeah, my tone sounds mad. I'm mad. Okay. And I won't yell and scream here. Sometimes I might get a little passionate. My voice might get bigger, but I'll yell and scream here. Well, the other day I did when the cat scratched my neck and I yelled motherfucker. Absolutely, they do. Yeah. Discipline and consistency are the same thing. I just use them both so that somebody, because some people don't like the word discipline. It brings up a certain, oh, like they're going to be grounded. Okay. But this is discipline in the fact that it's an action that is going to help us. Um, Discipline and consistency is what helps you set up to succeed, because my whole life was just setting myself up to fail so I could continue to drink. Well, now I don't do that anymore. So think before you speak. Take 2 extra seconds. Okay. I take 4. Nobody notices. I need 4. My brain is just, it's too fucked up. And I don't want to explain it to somebody else if I don't have to. Lend a helping hand or ear and practice compassion. All right. Daryl just did this. He said, hey, if you need to rant, then you call me. Okay. That's what he said. But he said it in a nice way. But what he's saying is, Dion, you don't come on here and rant. You rant with me. Okay. Because this needs to stay solution based. Okay. It's just that there were some things that I was afraid I might say. And I didn't know if you wanted to be, it wasn't my decision to make you a part of it, if that makes sense, because a lot of it was opinion. So here's some good other examples. Be a good listener. Uh, uh, well, that's not listening. That's not listening. Yep, just like consequences. I mean, there's a lot of words: selfish, anger. It's the process of using it the correct way. It isn't that these things, it isn't a matter of if these things are going to happen. I'm going to get angry. Great. So what are you going to do about it? That's the question. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to do some, are you going to take that anger and turn it into something useful? Or are you going to take that anger and go down that revenge route? Right? And I ain't asking you, I'm asking me. But be a good listener. How are you be a good listener? Repeat back what they're saying to you. Okay, so what I hear you saying is this. Do I have it right? Great. Nod, agree, laugh, cry. Do those things so that they know that you're listening. Okay? Now, if, like when I'm talking to somebody and they keep going, oh, I'm done with the conversation because they're not listening to me and I'm listening to them when they stop. So there are times when I have to say, hey, I don't feel like you're listening to me. You're trying to continue to interrupt me, which means you can't hear what I'm saying right now. Can you please put that on hold for 2 minutes so I can explain this, and then I'll give you your chance to talk. Is that okay? No? I have better things to do. Understand someone's point of view. How are you going to understand somebody's point of view if you're too busy interrupting or if you're not listening? How else are you going to? So, in order to start understand somebody's point of view, you're going to have to remove your own emotions. And you should be able to do that. Okay? It's a skill, and I learned it. Okay? No sympathy, use empathy. Sympathy means I'm going to utilize my own emotions and I'm going to cry with you about your problem. Empathy means that I understand your problem because I have been there before, but I have a solution. Sympathy doesn't have a solution. It's a shoulder to cry on, which isn't always a bad thing. Sometimes people just need to cry. That's okay too. But when solving problems, I've got to utilize my empathy or I will become a part of the problem. If I use my sympathy, I will insert myself in that problem. Okay? Express your needs and wants in a direct, calm, and respectful way. We talked about passive aggressive assertiveness yesterday. Hey, choose your words, man. You know, express your needs and wants in a direct, calm, and respectful way. I feel I need to advocate for myself. Okay. Keep your tone even. Use I and me statements. In this case, do not use you, they statements. Use I and me statements. Or what we do is we start to blame because what we're trying to do is get down to the cause and condition. Now, when we do something like this, what we're talking is a boundary situation. Maybe somebody has crossed my boundary. Yesterday, people kept trying to give me hugs, but everybody's sick, and I refused all of them. No, I'm not hugging you. I love you, but I'm not hugging you. Not right now. Even my sister. My wife's an exception. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck what she got. That's not true. When one of us is sick, one of us sleeps in the other room. All right. Respond in a timely manner if somebody requests something. Oop! Don't ignore them. I'm so tired of being ignored. And that's probably what I need to talk to you about, Daryl, but it may not be today. I'm kind of wore out. I don't know how much recovery crap I want to do today. It might be steps 1, 2, and 3. Thank you, Daryl. I have had to learn how actually how to listen. I've been called out many times for interrupting some mid-sentence. I thought I was interjecting. I thought I was conversing. I understand that because that was me. Yeah, yeah. Oh, you're saying so. And sometimes it was I wanted to tell them so I didn't forget. But no, sometimes I'll say something gets me excited and my brain starts going, and I'm not hearing what they're saying. Excitement does it to me worse than anything because then I get all my own ideas. Listen to what I just said. And then I get all my own ideas. And yes, I thought I was conversing too, but what I was doing was dominating. I was dominating. Hey, Joe. Woo, hey, Joe. Yes, I gotta say something. Okay. So I've been doing this for a few years. It is so neat. And I know everybody kind of knows everybody anyway, but I'm seeing all these relationships happening because they saw each other here. I think that's so cool. And not just YouTube, but there's so many conversations that are happening because they stopped by here for a little bit. Thank you. I noticed that shit. Okay. And that's when I say I'm trying to start conversations, that's what I'm talking about. I come on here and I talk about hard shit so that we can all talk about hard things and make it normal. Show up to one of my AA meetings one time. You'll be fucking surprised. I'm not talking to you two, I'm talking in general. Okay. I do not expect other people to support me. It is not an expectation. Everybody has their own fucking lives. Like my friend, she's on here quite often, but she's not here, so I don't get to say her name. Right? She's buying a house, selling a house. Plus, she runs this. Plus, for her to catch one of my lives is kind of but she still goes out of her way to do it. Why? Because she knows she couldn't make it on Thursday night to be there and support. So she does other things. And I notice all of that. Okay. And the friends that I have here, treat me with a lot of respect, and I appreciate that. Hey, oh, Juice. What is this? This is like the third one. Um, so welcome, first of all. This is what we call a daily reflection, and it is for mostly we talk about alcoholism. So if you feel like you have a drinking problem, maybe you're sober curious, maybe you feel like your drinking's out of control. We even if you're non-alcoholic, I don't call them normies because nobody's normal anymore, right? Nobody's normal anymore. But we're here to help. That's it. That's all it is. Um, Here you won't find flashy things. This is the flashiest thing that I have. I can show you, but we're raw here, but you are more than welcome, no matter your situation. Um, we have different conversations here. Sometimes I will be talking about my own experience, and maybe somebody else has a different experience that is expressed here. So if I could call it anything, I would say this is a safe space. It's as safe as it can get, right? You know, for us to be able to talk about what we talk about. A few years too late then, haven't drank in about 5 years. Then what that means, Mr. Miss Juice, because I don't want to assume. That means if I'm talking about something and you have a different experience, put it up. Help us out, man. If you got 5 years, then fucking awesome. But you're not 5 years too late. You're here just in time, man. We've got people here from a year to 30 years of sobriety, man. So welcome. It's good to have you. Um, I always like to have more people because then we have more experiences and then we can help out more people. What this show is not about is me. It's not about me. Sometimes, most of the time. Sometimes I come on here with my problems. We solve them together. All right. It isn't my really big problems, though. All right. What's another way to show respect? Acknowledge what others do well. Encouragement. Yeah, especially the newcomer, especially that person with 30 days. 30 days probably got, for me, in my experience and seeing what I've seen, the 30-day mark is it's just so freaking special, man. It's just so freaking special. Because it's their first accomplishment. And I'm excited for that. Okay. I'm going to tell you, I have a little over 8 years and 30 days is longer. So what can I give? Respect. So who's the last person knows any change in me? Me. Why is that? Because you live with yourself. Remember when you were younger and you'd see your auntie or your uncle or your grandpa and they'd be like, "Oh, you've grown," and you're like, "No, I haven't." Hi, Patricia. Dang, I have almost all my friends here, man. like my solid friends, right? So encourage other people. Hey, you know what? Because you'll hear sometimes these people say, I'm trying, and then tell them what you've noticed has changed, especially with mental illnesses. Okay. I know somebody and she's been working this program and she was a chronic relapser. Okay. She just hit a decent amount of sobriety in my book. But I reached out to her a few weeks ago and I said, I've noticed these changes in you. She didn't know them. And then the next time I saw her, bam, 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 bam. It's neat to watch. Okay. I listen to a lot of Jordan Peterson, and he says there's a lot of people running around there and they're hurting for lack of encouragement. Encourage people, right? Now, because I kind of want to tie it, right? So, yes, I shut down the in-person meeting at that church. I've been offered another church. Okay. But I think what I'm going to do, enough hybrid. They're either going to, if I run meetings, they're either going to be in person or online. The hybrid, I want it to work. I want it to work so bad. But it does this. Okay. The feelings change and stuff. And I'm finding that keeping these things separate is maybe the better way to go. Just a thought. Let people know you appreciate them. Show people you appreciate them. You know, this happens all the time with me, aside from also, getting a lot of crap from people. There's a lot of people that are very encouraging to me. My friend reached out last week. Actually, what he said was, I started a group for you and your recovery. I'm like, wow, that is very specific. That is, and you guys know me, that isn't going to turn into a Dion thing. It's still a we thing. And we're adding on 2 more groups. Yeah. I was talking with one guy. He wants to start an online group. He has an in-person group of 200 people. 200 people. Yeah. And that's a very good point. And that's a great way to encourage. And we hear that a lot. I'm Dion. I'm an alcoholic. I'm still new. I've only, and I think what they're trying to do is be humble. Even though they have no idea what they're doing, they're trying to be humble. But we alcoholics always have the cart before the horse. Always. It's my biggest character defect. I always have it backwards. Great example. Oh, I'm looking forward to less fear. God said, no, how about more courage, Dion? I'm like, okay. It's cool stuff. Yep. Do not. That's miraculous. One day. One day. And why do I understand that? Because on my own willpower, 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Yeah, I'm still insecure, you bet. If I wasn't insecure, then yesterday wouldn't have upset me. All right. There's some good things here. I'm at 34 minutes, so I'm going to cover the 5 types of respect, and then I'm gonna kind of wrap up because I got a lot of little things I want to get done. So first, I got to think of them. All right. To speak respectfully. This means, for example, to staff, and then that's not helping us. What are some respective behaviors? We'll do these then. Being polite, showing kind regard, supportiveness, helping others, caring for someone or something else. We do this a lot. Okay. And so when I say a way to show respect, because a lot of time respect comes from what? So right here, we're turning respect into an action. And when we turn respect to an action, what is it? It's a love language. That's love. You know, I do my utmost to be polite. I hold it, it's a very high standard. A few weeks ago, I went by Popeyes. I asked for the sandwich, plain, wasn't on the screen. So when I pulled up to pay, I said, was it plain? She looked at the screen, said, came back, said yes. I get to the church, it's not plain. I take it back, I'll walk in, and they are rude to me. And I wasn't mean. I was even talking to one of the customers, and they said, you are being awfully nice. And I said, you know what? It's a sandwich. I just want it done right. I ain't even going to eat the sandwich. Well, I'm going to tell you why I wasn't going to eat the sandwich. Because they were being rude to me. They didn't even apologize. Okay? Somebody spit in that sandwich. I ain't fucking eating it. I'm not stupid. They were looking for revenge against a white guy is what was going on. Had nothing to do with me. All right. Show each other that we care about their ideas, contributions, and success. You want to know the quietest time in my life? When I'm being successful. Or sharing my feelings. I can clear a whole room. I clear a whole room. Once we clear a room, I'm a Gen X man who shares his feelings. Nobody wants to hear about it. Oh, no. And then even worse, I understand my feelings. I know about. Oh, thanks, Oat. I appreciate that. You rock too, like oat juice. I like your name. I think it's cool. All right, you know. So show each other that we care about each other's ideas, contributions, and success. In fact, when it comes to the success, overdo it. When I hear somebody in a meeting, they're like, I got my ear, I'm like, whoa, yeah. I get loud. I don't need a microphone. I'll fill up the whole room. Why? Because I want them to be like, yeah, somebody fucking cares, man. Listen how excited they are for me. And it's true. I am excited for them because I remember what it was like. See? I get to experience people getting their years and all these other things. Why should I not be a part of that? My sponsor, he got a year this week. This year, well, no shit. Right? Right? And he's sad. I'm like, well, what do you think that is, man? I'm like, you lost your best friend and you killed yourself off a year ago. You're dealing with death. That's why you get sad on your birthdays. It's a remembrance, man. It's a remembrance. That's some serious shit. Eh? But once we realize it, then we can go, oh, but that was good stuff. I can be in a better mood now. Eh? Causes and conditions. Acknowledge others. Smile. Smile at people. You walk down the street, smile at them. Okay? Don't be all creepy. Okay? I'm going to tell you the ultimate about giving a fuck about somebody else. Open the door for somebody else, no matter who it is, and don't expect shit. Oh, yeah, I could have had a thank you. Then why the fuck were you opening? You were opening the door because you wanted something from someone else. Why couldn't you do it without acknowledgement? And that reminds me of when my sponsor told me, you don't get thanked for taking the trash out. If you want to be nice, just be nice. Just be nice. Whenever I go anywhere, cashier, if somebody has done something for me, do you know what I do? I don't just thank them. I thank them for being there. It's a much thank you. You're welcome. I've seen I've seen faces change because I said that. Hey, you know what? Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. And I mean that. Listen to my voice. Did you hear how it went? That, suddenly it's tight, which means we mean it. What am I saying? I appreciate you. Thank you for holding space for me. That was important. Now they're going to have a better attitude next person that comes in. See, I used to, we all talk about, well, if you're angry and then it passes on, and like I said earlier, if somebody does something to you, intentional or not, let it end there. Don't take it out on the next person and end it there. Okay? You have that power. I have that choice now. I have a lot. God has given me so many choices. God has given me so many choices that every day I ask for direction because I don't know. All right. So, you know, so yeah, and I'll repeat it just a little bit. Yesterday, I let Alan on and stuff know, and the answer I got was, well, that's surprising, and no thank yous, no, hey, you tried, but but the question is, did I do it for that? Was my intention to get an attaboy? No, but it would have been a nice bonus, if that makes sense. My whole point was to make it because it's a family disease. So I wanted to heal as a family. Well, no alcoholics are showing up. None. There's 3 churches that go there. None of those people are alcoholic. The stigma is so ingrained that it is tough. It's tough. Now, Al-Anon is still going strong there, which I think is fucking awesome. But what's more important is they're bringing Alateen. It was the whole point. If Alateen shows up, I succeeded. Because that's what I was going for. Why? Because there's no Alateen in Adams County. None. Noonie. None. Okay? And that's what I do. I look at the needs of my community and I go get them. That's what I do. All right. Oh yeah, absolutely. If it's a guy, I do a nod up. No, hey, how you doing? That? If it's a lady, I actually put my head down. It's a matter of respect for women. Hey, hi, you having a good day? Hi. And I'll put it down. It means I'm being kind of dismissive so that they know that I'm not a threat. I do. There's all this body language I use. You use it too. All right. 45 minutes. I think we're good. Juice, if you want to find me on Facebook, I'm on there a lot too. Trudgingtogether.com is our trudgingtogether.com. You can find all of our podcasts too. I have a bunch of podcasts if you want to listen to those, or you don't have to. Yeah, I mean, this is literally wide open. So, it says the country I'm currently residing is almost expecting that you greet strangers with that pass by. The weather might be depressing, but the greetings make the days feel brighter. I think that's awesome. Yeah, make it a lie. I mean, a law. I think that's awesome. Do you mind if I ask you where you're from? You don't have to tell us, but I'm curious. Yeah, like a cat. I'm curious. Even Daryl wants to know because we're going to move there. If people are kind of expected to be nice in the streets, and yeah, I want to move there. I'm waiting to end. Okay, aha, Switzerland. Good for you, man. I love Switzerland. And it's good to have you here. Thanks for hanging out. Oh, I appreciate that, man. You know, I'm just one guy here, and sometimes I ramble on. So I appreciate everybody being here. All right, I'm gonna wrap this one up. Um, yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate everybody listening. Wasn't really a rant. Thank you, God, for helping me with that. Uh, Thank you, sponsor, for being here and helping me stay accountable. Angel, it's always great to see you and my new friend, Oat Juice. I love you. Peace out and have a day.